This is Viewer Design Review, Season 9, Episode 6. Still looking at the board layout of the RoboDojo V4. Let me hide some stuff so it's easier to look at the design. Much better. Last time we looked at this section up here, which is basically the input USB and the power management. And today I'll look at the rest of the board. Starting with these two tracers over here. This one here is fine because it has to cross over with the other one. And it should not be going over the data lines of the USB to not bother them. So this one is fine. This one over here though, it goes all the way up here, but there's no reason for it. This is not some kind of special function pin. It could have as well been this one here. So this trace could have been reduced to basically something like this. Next, looking at the motor driver layout over here, we can see that the ground is going all the way around with a copper pour, but it doesn't have to. There is a whole internal layer that is dedicated to ground. So if I make it visible here and bring up the connection, you can see it's connected to ground. So there is no reason to be going around like that and keeping this thick trace, which becomes really thin here and here anyway. So it's not like it can carry much more current than a normal trace. And because this copper pour is going all the way around the IC, it's cutting off every other signal, which has to drop to the back layer and come back to the front layer to be connected. So I would simply remove this and just add VS to the ground plane, both here and here. And if more current needed to be moved, I would add more VS. And I do like the fact that the same layer was reused for the other driver. Another comment on the copper pour over here, you have this thick copper pour to carry high current potentially around the PCB, but it's connected by a single via to the rest of the board, which means the current is limited by this via. So if you really need this kind of copper pour carrying capabilities, I would increase the number of vias that connect the pour to the rest of the circuit. And because this is a big copper pour, if we look over here, this component could very easily tombstone because there's no thermal relief on this side and there's so much copper here and there's so little copper on the other side. This side will have a much higher thermal mass, which means the component can be pulled up during soldering. On this side of the PCB, these all look fine, but there is no reason for them to be going on the same side and be so close together. This could very easily be pulled on this side and this could have gone around, and this would allow for some more spacing on this side, or the back layer could have been utilized more, like on this connector over here. Final comment, these tracers over here don't need to be this thick. They can be a bit thinner like everything else, but not really a problem. Okay, so I give this design a 3 out of 5. It's not horrible. It has some points of improvement, but I think it's going to be fine overall. So 3 out of 5 I think is fair. I'm Klitos, I have all electronics, and I also design them.